Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. I see a lot of people are joining, and we will wait a few minutes, maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3 minutes, just to make sure that everyone can join that wants to join. I always say, never expect an IT professional to be on time because they always get a last minute ticket they have to solve. And so I expect it to be the same today. But continue writing in the chat, everyone. It's really nice to hear. Um, maybe you could even write where you're from, which city, country. For um, some people it's morning. For some people it's evening. Raiden, it's funny that you had a last minute ticket you had to solve, some fires you need to put out. So good to hear that was on point. Let's see, where is everyone from? Okay, a few America, Germany, Italy. Cool. We're going to be a lot of people today, and it's really exciting to see that people from all over the world are joining. UK, Israel. Okay. Um, and now the question is, how long time do you wait for an IT professional to join an IT webinar? It's a question without a proper answer. Kim, Tully, what do you think the answer is?
I always say, always just lead with patience. We're here for them. They'll come at their own time. We can catch them up.
Michael says 5 minutes. We have a lot of people that have joined, so I'd say let's maybe start already now. I'm going to share my screen. If you're not on time, then you're already late. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so hello and welcome to everyone that is joining this webinar today. We have a really, really exciting webinar. And yes, I do say that for all of our webinars, but especially for this one, it is a first of its kind. It's an AI masterclass specifically on AI-powered scripting within Atera. And this is a small part of the AI within Atera. And we have webinars going forward speaking about AI in general in Atera, AI in the ticketing part of Atera. So stay tuned. Kim, can we maybe send a link to the webinars page on Atera in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could just send that in the chat, because we're having AI webinars basically every week, and so this is, if you like this, then just wait for the next. They're going to be amazing. In today's webinar, we have a fantastic team consisting of Kim on the Q&A. Say hi, Kim. Amazing. And we've got Tully, who's going to do some demo, do the demo as well with us. Say hi, Tully.
Hi, everyone. Very excited to be here.
Great. And myself, Ariel, I will be your host for today. Just before we start, we have some rules. We call it housekeeping. Okay, just so you know, a recording of this webinar will be shared in an email. So if you missed something, if you joined late, which a few of you did, but that's fine, then you will get it in an email afterwards, the recording. We definitely invite you to write questions. There are 2 tabs to your right, one chat and one Q&A. If you would like to ask a question, we kindly request for you to type it in the Q&A section, and Kim, throughout this webinar, will answer your questions. And we'll also have a short Q&A section towards the end as well, just in case we missed anything. And If we missed your question throughout this webinar, we will answer it after this webinar is over. Okay? By the end of this webinar, we'll launch a short survey. It's really important for us to hear your feedback. If something, if you would prefer for it to be any other way. We will go over a short introduction of Atera, of AI, and then about everything about scripting, AI, and Atera's Copilot. For those of you who have used it, have not, we'll go over some scripting demo and some use cases, and then, like I mentioned, we will go over a Q&A. And I think now would perhaps be a good time to understand maybe how many people here are using scripting in general. Kim, could we maybe launch a poll just to understand the level of expertise that people have with scripting?
Sure thing. Let's launch that right now.
Okay, so there should be a new tab where you can fill in your answer in the poll, and this will just help us to understand if everyone on this call is an expert or a beginner or whatever it is. Okay, so most of you seem to be somewhere in the intermediate beginner level. A few are advanced. Okay, continue voting. Not everyone has voted yet, so continue. It's interesting for us, and that way we can know to tailor it a bit more to your needs. But most people seem to be intermediate, so we'll go for that, Tully, just so you know. So let's move on. Okay, for those of you who know or might not know, we're talking about Atera's AI Copilot. What is the Copilot? It's your IT companion, your technician's assistant. It's not there to switch you. It's not there to take anyone's job. It's there to make your life easier. And it's literally in all parts of Atera. So, I mean, if it's from on the PSA side with ticketing, we have a service portal where you can, we're in the future, very close future, you'll be able to use the AI as well. We have remote session summaries for Splashtop. We have diagnostics. We have suggestions. We have action items where literally the Copilot shows you a button. All you need to do is click it and it solves your issues. And today, however, we will focus on the script generator. So as you can see, we have an entire webinar only on this one section. There is a lot to learn and a lot to go over when it comes to AI. Before we move on, actually, I would want to understand also if we have any Copilot users right now. Kim, can we maybe launch that poll as well? This is our last poll for today. Just answer, are you using it? Are you not? It's also interesting for us to see. Come on, everyone. You can, a few more can vote. Okay, we've got a bit of a half and half. Okay, it seems like we have a mix. So a lot of people ask the question, right? Why use AI even for scripting? Well, it's a process that takes a lot of time, whether you're writing it on your own or searching for it online and finding the correct script for your use case takes loads of time. Like we saw in our poll, actually, half of everyone here has basically no experience with scripting or very basic experience with scripting. So not everyone knows. You can definitely reduce errors and just make it become more accurate for you. And if you need to change something, maybe you need a script to do something urgent. Maybe you need a quick fix, right? Shut down some type of a fire that you have, right? A last minute ticket that was opened. So if you need to do this quickly, then how will you have time to now sit down and script or look online for the correct script? We in Atera firmly believe that any IT management software without AI is obsolete, and we really, really stand for this. Um, basically any software, I would say, but especially any IT management software will be obsolete without AI. Why? Because AI can do so much that you as a human, you as an IT professional, you might not have time to do, you might not have the knowledge to do. And so we really believe that if you do not choose to use it, you will fall behind. And we see this as a huge opportunity for IT management um, and for technicians all over. So we launched our Copilot this year, and just in the first half year that we had it, we had basically 50,000 AI generated scripts created within the system. We expect this to quadruple, if not more, in the next few months. And some of the most used scripts around the clock were Wi-Fi, discovering Wi-Fi passwords, a lot of things like print spooler. This is a little bit more general, but running system scans, changing the host name of a machine, and delete temporary files for all users. So these are just some of the most common um, scripts that people have generated using our AI. Um, a lot of people that I speak with, a lot of our customers, they ask, why should I use Atera's Copilot for scripting when I can just do it using ChatGPT? And I think that's a very, very legitimate question. And really, the main reason is to save you time, is to create a more efficient process that will save you time. You don't have to go back and forth. Excuse me. You don't have to go back and forth to ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you're using. Copy paste it and run it on a computer, see if it works, then go back, reiterate, etc. We want to save you as much time as possible. And also, like I mentioned before, the AI scripting is a small part of the Copilot. So it's one of the many, many parts around Atera. But as we will see, as an example, in Atera's script generator, AI script generator, you can test in line, you can save, and you can deploy it immediately across really across all of your devices if you'd like, and you can automate it. And we're going to go over all these things on the platform itself. This is just one customer story or a case study. Um, as you can see here, we went from 30 minutes of Googling to 30 seconds to type it in. This specifically is a mid-sized IT department, I would say, but the Copilot is used from a one-man MSP where the technician needs more help. They feel like they're drowning in tickets and drowning in work, and they maybe can't bring on another technician. And then this is the perfect solution for them, up to huge IT departments managing thousands of endpoints. And then this can really, really help them keep a consistent level and make sure that the knowledge of each employee is where it is at, and that the service level is kept. So now we're going to go into a live demo finally, right? Um, and what I will do is I will share my screen at first. Tully's going to go over some more specifics, but I'll share my screen at first. Just show you exactly where you can put the different scripts. And this is going to be really cool. I'm very excited, both for you and for me. Let's see. Kim, how are we doing in the Q&A section? Do we have any questions yet?
Yeah, Ariel, doing really well here. Some great questions. We have one question, for example, from Sylvester about what are the key features of Atera and AI and how do they enhance productivity? So, kind of a more general question there, touching on
Mhm.
just Atera AI overall and how it helps.
So next week on the 15th of January, we actually have another AI webinar, which is more general. So it'll go over almost all of the AI features within Atera. But the main thing is that Atera is an all-in-one platform, right? And it's here to save you time as an IT technician. And we really believe that the Copilot is there in order to save you even more time, to make sure that your knowledge is where it's supposed to be, to make sure that your customers get answers and solutions as quickly as possible. So we have it in the system basically everywhere, from ticketing to the RMM part to script-based monitoring and the script-based custom fields, and literally everywhere. So it's a fantastic solution. Today, we're only going to go over scripts. So for whoever was at Sylvester, then I would really recommend to just join the webinar next week. Okay, so I'll continue. You can all see my screen. This is the dashboard. We're not going to go into it today. I just wanted to start here. This is most people's start screen. Where we're going to go is in the admin section, and then under monitoring and automation, we have our threshold profiles. And I hope all of you know about this. If not, that's okay. We have loads of webinars and knowledge base articles on this. You would probably add a new profile. I'm just going to go into a random one. This is a test environment. So this opens up our threshold profiles. Here we basically have an empty canvas, which we're going to fill with different threshold items. When these threshold items are met, an alert will be created, and therefore you can stay proactive and take action before your issues become actual problems. So we have loads of different presets here, and if I click on a preset, it will populate this canvas with loads of different threshold items. Now, we're talking scripting today, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to custom create this a new threshold item. I'll click new item up here, and this brings up our creation window. So we have loads of different presets, a long list of sort of custom preset options. But if you need a threshold item, meaning you need an alert for something that doesn't come with Atera, then we have script-based monitoring threshold items. So this means that you can basically monitor anything within the system. All you need is a script. And what better to create that script than an AI generating the Copilot, right? Number two here, which is a huge feature as well, is our auto healing scripts. So this means that whenever a threshold item is met, right, we said an alert is created, then you can actually auto launch a script, auto run a script in order to try to solve the issue before it becomes a problem, right? And so this happens automatically. And again, we're going to create a script as an auto healing script using the AI generator. So that's basically it for here. Tully, would you maybe like to present the AI script generator?
Sure. So let's jump right into it. I'll share my screen. So this is Atera's script page. You can navigate to here through the admin. As you can see, let's just go over first this page real briefly. We have, for those of you who are not aware, we have an amazing shared script library with countless amounts of scripts for a lot of different scenarios that could be very useful. with votings, and you can clone these scripts. This is very useful. And obviously, you have your own scripts, your account scripts. Um, so you could upload your own script. Let's say you have a ready script. Obviously, we could go enter the description. We could also upload exe files, um, set the max script runtime when it should time out, add arguments if we want. This is very useful in exe files if you have closed files and you want to enter your parameters. And obviously, we can set if we want to run it for the current user or the system, depending obviously on the task. If it's something that's related to a specific user, photos in a user, normally we would use current user. Something more system, we could use run as system. But what we really want to show you is the process of creating scripts within Atera and how the AI enhances the experience and makes it much easier and very intuitive to work together with the AI, test our script quickly to see that it works, and get this going. So let's just go a quick brief over our create script page. You can see you can choose different file types, PowerShell, different types of scripts we could write, script properties, as I've shown before, the script time, the arguments, if we want to run it as a system or current user. And here, as you can see, we have our Copilot script generator. So here, basically, what we could do, we could give it a very simple description of something we wanted to do. You can see also we have your examples that could help you, give you inspiration, see how you could play around and how to write easily, tell the AI easily to write scripts. Ariel, you were mentioning about thresholds and auto healing, so I think maybe we could get into an example of such a scenario. Um, we'll keep it
Perfect.
we'll keep it simple, but it will give you, we'll go over an example that could show the whole flow and how this could be very useful. So let's say we're having some issue with some device, a memory issue with a temporary folder. It gets really full, no space in the computer. Computer gets slow, and so we're thinking, yeah, so we could use a script basically to get a threshold of basically knowing and saying, okay, if the temp folder of a specific device will reach higher of the amount that we want it to be, so we could get this alert and this threshold. So let's just let me just write it. I'm just going to do tell it write temp folder size in megabytes. I'm just doing megabytes because we're going to test it on a device that doesn't really have that much space here, so we can see it. As you can see here, we have our AI generate. We're just going to click generate, and there we go. We have our script that's going to tell us. Now, I don't know if there are people here that are working with different AI services, ChatGPT or everything. You're working with something else. You're copying, you're pasting. You don't know if the script is going to work. It's not going to work. You need to test it. You're making constant edits and changes. So as you can see here, select online agent to run script. So basically, what I could do, I could just pick any of my devices. Let's just click my device. We'll let it connect for a second. And now we could just run the script. We'll let it run for a second. And as you can see here, it printed out for the size of the temporary folder is 72 megabytes. Um, and and just as simple as that, we wrote the script, and just in a few little words, we tested it. We see that it works. We don't have to go save it, go in a device, check if it works. If it doesn't work, we see it. So so let's think of this will be our script of our threshold, where we know there is an issue where we want to address, and maybe have the other script that could do some auto healing process and deal with this. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and remove the text because I don't really need the whole text. It printed a nice line for me. In this case, because I'm going to use this as a threshold, which I'll show you shortly, I'm just going to have it write just the result itself. And as you can see, the AI generated a title for me, the description. Now you can also see that now, if before we had the generate, now you can see modify. you're scripting, if you're using this and it's not always a one and done, and you might be writing some complicated scripts, so you could always go and modify and continue to play. So I'm just gonna, let's just save this. I'm gonna write webinar. Let's save the script. And now I'm gonna go back to the create script, Ariel. Now we have our threshold. We know we can set the threshold to know the issue with the temp folder. So now let's say, okay, so what we want to do, we could set that when this threshold meets, maybe we want to empty the temp folder. So let's try to do that real quick.
So the first script is essentially just to get the number of, right, the size of the temp folder, the megabytes or gigabytes, or hopefully not, just to get that number in order for the threshold to actually create an alert. And then the second script, the one we're doing now, is actually to solve the issue.
Exactly. So we also, I'm also going to show you all in a bit also, if you would want to do it with a variable in different ways. And in this scenario, I'm just going to have, we're just, like you saw, we're just having the script writing the result because we're going to use the threshold to set the threshold of what the result is. So now I'm just going to tell a Copilot, try to delete all content in the temp folder one by one. I'm just doing it this way because maybe it will have some exceptions, maybe some permissions. I don't know. Some of the files might be problematic. Obviously, we want to be careful before we clean up the temp folder. It could be sensitive stuff, but this is just for the example. So I'm just going to tell it to generate our script, and there we go. This is just going to empty our temp folder. Now, as I mentioned before, you can see here in the Copilot section that we could modify the script. But I actually want to show you something much cooler that we can do. We all know that we write scripts. It's not just a one and done. Sometimes we're editing inline. Sometimes, especially with complicated scripts with AI, you don't always want it to write the whole script. Maybe it's very complicated. Maybe you want to do it step by step. So what I want to show you here is, and let's just use the example. Let's say we're thinking to ourselves, okay, so now we're going to clean the user's temp folder. But maybe we're thinking, yeah, if we have memory issues, maybe we also want to empty the recycle bin. Maybe that would also give us some more space on the device. So so what I can basically do is in our script editor, I could just write a comment. In PowerShell, we do that with a hashtag. I could just write it and describe it what I want to do. I just click enter. You can see that the little Copilot here doing its work, generating the script for me, and there you go. Just as that, it added the section to the script, and now we have our second test. Now this is a very, very powerful and integrated feature we offer here to make it as convenient, as easy as possible. If you want to write scripts step by step, if you want to, you could just go here, write your comment, click enter, Copilot sees your comment, and we'll generate the script. So now let's go ahead and let's just save the script, webinar, I'll create. And now I just want to show you all how we would integrate it as a threshold, as Ariel's shown us before. So I'll just go into my profile, add a new item, script based. We could give the alert a title. Let's just say temp folder.
But essentially, this is an alert. You know, if the device is running slowly, correct? You
Exactly.
both try to clean the temp file and the recycle bin, which you added there in the end.
Exactly. So this threshold will generate an alert, as you can see, and we could also select the alert severity if we want it to be as critical warning. I'm just going to leave it as information as now. And now we could go and select our script for the threshold. So let's just pick our script that we just generated with the autopilot. And now we can see this section of the threshold value. And this is also why if you remember before where I removed the text, because what I want to use in the threshold is use a number. And we could say, okay, threshold value number, we have text equals, let's do greater than, we'll do 20, whatever, just for the example. Now here we have our time period. We could select the time period of how often we want this to run and do this check. The minimum is 1.5 minutes. You could customize it as you want. And here we have, okay, so now we know we have this alert, we have this threshold, we want our auto healing script. So I'm just gonna go add our script. And yeah, it's just as simple as that. And now every time it will run, every time 1.5 minutes, if the temp folder will be above the amount of megabytes that we told it, it will set an alert and it will run our auto healing script. Now, I was thinking also, Ariel, I want to show another cool thing in the create script um, of how powerful Copilot is. So I'm not sure how much of you are familiar or are using. We also support variables and arguments, as you can see here. So arguments would normally be more useful maybe for scripts that have that are closed exe files or different scenarios. What I want to focus is on variables and the awareness of Copilot to variables. So what I can do is let's just go here, and this is just let's just give it an example of maybe we want to write a script that pings a specific website by a variable. Maybe this is something we run a lot, and we want to run it every time on a different website. So I'm just going to tell Copilot, ping a website by a variable. As you can see here, Copilot generated, and this you could also see in the script that we explained, when adding variables, use this. So Copilot already knows how to integrate your variable so it could work with Atera, and so you don't have to deal with that. You could variables, parameters. I'm just going to save this. Let's just save this, and if I go to, for example, my device, and I want to run the script, so we could also we could just select devices and run the script here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the device, manage, run script, and let's look for this one. So now we can run the script, and as you can see here, it's giving this is our variable. So this is our runtime variable. Let's just say Atera.com. We can run the script, and it would automatically integrate this variable into the script, run the script, and we'll see the results. As you can see, there seems that there was an issue with this variable, but I do this all the time in Atera. I just generated a script. I don't want to get into the technical what happened in the script, but this is what I wanted to show you, that we also support in the AI generator the variables and the different things of how it works within Atera. So
And
that's it.
totally, this was actually really good that this happened, because it leads me to something that I wanted to say. The AI generator, or the script generator, is really groundbreaking. It's really incredible. However, you might have to change it. You might have to change the language that you put into it. You might have to, like Tully did. Okay, you tested it now, it didn't work. Test it again. That's why it's so amazing that you can actually test it from within the script creator. You can just run it directly from there, and so you don't have to go back and forth. And it is important to say, because some people think that, okay, well, if you write it in AI, it'll work 100% of the time, and unfortunately, not yet.
Yes, this is exactly like you said, why we added the run on device within the script page, because we all know to save time, we want to write something, we edit, we want to get quick results. So you get the feedback, see what we need to fix, and get the script running.
So my recommendation with any script, whether it's AI written or not, is try it on a test device, right? Sandbox environment, whatever. You don't want to start releasing a script that you have no clue if it works or not, or if it has the desired outcome on all of your devices. So test it on a device before you start to release it to the rest of your environment. Kim, good you appeared. I actually saw one of the questions in the Q&A section. So before I let you take over, I did want to answer that question because it was a really interesting question. So someone asked about security compliance. Where is that? Let's see. Okay, here we go. So Sylvester asked, how does Copilot handle sensitive data and what measures are in place to ensure security and compliance? It's a great question and a question we get all the time. So Atera has been working with AI now for about 2.5 years. We're a Microsoft partner, and our AI is based on OpenAI and a Microsoft closed version, meaning anything that you type into the AI will not teach the AI, will not go into this pool of new information that the AI pulls information from. So it is a safe environment. It's something that all of our users use, but the information does not go from account to account. One really, really neat thing that I think Tully will actually speak about a bit later, but I do want to touch on it very briefly now, is that you can actually, the Copilot can actually use the scripts that you write within Atera. And this is a feature that will come up. Tully will mention it a bit later, but I just wanted to say that. Kim, do we have any good questions?
Well,
I'll
two
just add
things.
one word.
Oh, sorry, Totally, go ahead.
About the question about security. So as Ariel said, anything you're sending us through AI is not being sent to OpenAI, anything like that. We're working with Microsoft. We have our own snapshots of our own models running, and everything is secure and going through Microsoft's also security measures and blocks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really important point to share. So I had a couple of things to bring up. One person, let me just pull this up for a second. Sorry, I'm scrolling through and I lost my question. But one person, I apologize, I lost who it was, asked if we could please share the link to the community, because that's a really important tool that we have and a place where, different Atera clients can come together and share information and share tips with each other. So that is community.atera.com. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to put that in the chat right now as we speak. And Paul brought up a couple of times he's interested. He doesn't have the AI, I think, but he's interested in understanding the difference between scripts with AI, and if you don't have AI, if there's still the ability to generate scripts without AI on Atera. And are you able to clarify the differences there?
Yes, of course. So you can create scripts just like any command line or whatever it is. You just type in scripts in the admin section and you can create however many scripts you'd like. Totally shared in the beginning that you can either create your own scripts, upload scripts, and we also have a shared script library with, I think, almost 1,000 scripts, ready-made scripts for you. A little side note about the shared script library is that Atera checks it for malicious code. However, we do not check it for functionality. So feel free to use it, but again, check it on a test device. Kim, anything else right now?
Yeah, a few people want to know if this was being recorded, if they could access it later. So absolutely, you'll be able to access this later. It'll be on our website. And one question from Killian asking, when doing the AI, is there a way to talk to it about the error? In ChatGPT, you can give it the error code. So Tully, Ariel, if you understand that better, and if we need to follow up with Killian, we can ask him more.
So you can actually copy and paste the error code into the generate script window, and it'll give you a different version based on the error that it received. You can also use the Copilot, so not the scripting part, but the Copilot on the devices page, on the tickets page, on the alerts page. There you can actually type to the Copilot and ask questions. How can I make this device safer? Why is this device running slowly, etc. And actually have a conversation and understand. And what's so incredible about the Copilot is that it uses the agent. So it's not just another ChatGPT where you can get general information from the world, but rather you can get specific information from your end users' devices through the Atera agent. This is truly, truly revolutionizing. So I hope that answered your question. Anything else before we continue?
There's quite a few questions, some specifics. So anybody, if I don't get to your questions in the next couple of minutes, then we'll be sure to get back to you afterwards.
Okay, so I'm going to continue now. We're going to speak a little bit about deploying software within Atera. And there are a few ways of doing this. So give me 1 second. So like I mentioned, there are a few ways of deploying software in Atera. You can deploy software through a couple of different public repositories. We have Chocolatey for Windows and Homebrew for Mac. In the making is also deploying packages through Winget, Microsoft's package manager, which is really, this covers loads of different software if you would like to deploy them. As you can see here, we have a tab with a software management in the admin section, and you can create different bundles. So an onboarding bundle, I don't know, a technician bundle, whatever you would like. And we also have our software repository. And this is an enterprise superpower feature. So it is for our highest tier customers. But here you can connect your own repository with Atera and then deploy whatever custom software you would like. However, there is a really good workaround for this. And today we're talking about scripting. So of course it has to do with scripts. Right, you can, if you're able to, you can create a script to pull a software from a certain URL, add it to the script generator, and create a script to download and install the software. Now, where you would put this script normally is in the IT automation profiles. So I went into the admin section, went to my patch management and IT automation profiles. I'm just going to go into a random one in my demo environment. And here in the tasks that we can do automatically with this profile, we have the scripts section here to the right. So here we can add our script. Right, we said install this custom software that Atera doesn't have. So I'll just add a random software for now, but let's say you have a custom software specifically created for your company. There's no way we have it in Atera, and then you can just add it, create a script, perhaps using the AI script generator, and then select it and automatically add it through an IT automation profile. A lot of companies tend to do this for new employees, and then we actually have this run the profile on newly installed agents. That means that anytime a new agent is added to Atera, a new device is added to Atera, this software or this profile will actually run automatically. And if you've added a script downloading a software, then amazing, it will install that software. So this is just another example of what you can do with the AI. So you start using the AI script generator, and you create a script, and then you add it to an IT automation profile, and then you can deploy that automatically. I want to show just a couple of different other different things that you can do with the scripts within, let's say, within the admin section. We have our custom fields, and you can create a custom field anywhere within Atera. So under tickets or devices or whatever it is you would like. Let's see. So we have our custom fields here. And we have, and this is quite a new feature, we have script-based custom fields. So now if you want to create a custom field with certain information from your devices that this does not exist in Atera, again, you can customize this with a script-based custom field. All you need to do is go to the Agent tab, add your new field, and there is a script-based custom field here. And this is a new feature. And then again, use the AI function using the Copilot to create a script that pulls that information from the different devices using the Atera agent. And then it'll populate the field per device. So this is a really good tip. A lot of people want that extra information, whether that's a date or some type of an ID or really whatever it is. We mentioned that, Tully, you might have to actually share your screen for this. We mentioned that the Copilot might actually be able to use the scripts that they create. Can you maybe just share that really, really briefly?
Sure. So let me show everyone what we're talking about. So this is currently in beta, but this is a very cool feature. So we've showed the whole how the AI is helping us write the scripts, but what we have now is we could for any of our scripts, we could basically decide if we want the Copilot to be aware of any of our scripts. Let's say I want the Copilot to know the script, and actually, Ariel, the example you gave with the software would be a great example. Because if let's say we have our custom software, and then once we toggle it on and let Copilot be aware of the script, we could just go in the chat with Copilot and say, could you please install this software for the device? And it would automatically offer us to run the script through a smooth interaction with Copilot. So this is currently in beta, but we wanted to show you guys a sneak peek of this.
I'm really excited for that. I think it could be huge. The use case of this is when, as I mentioned earlier, you can actually have a conversation with the Copilot on the, let's say, for instance, the device page, and you can ask, why is this device slow? What can I do to secure this device, etc. And sometimes the Copilot can actually give you a suggestion with the click of a button where it says, okay, install this software and run this script. And then you can just add the script to that the information that the Copilot uses, and actually run it on just the click of a button. You as an IT technician, all you need to do basically is click, and that's it. So it's a lot about just saving you as much time as possible, making it as smooth of a process to solve tickets, and really. Really, it's exciting stuff. We're almost running out of time, so Kim, I wanted to just go over some more questions if you have some Q&A.
Let's take a look. All right.
If you have anything good. If not, we'll answer your questions after this webinar.
We have a lot of great questions here. I'm just scrolling to see if there's one that we could pull up for everyone. Here, I can share this one. We can see if we can answer this here. If I wanted to see all Windows machines in inventory, could I generate a report based on the information from this temp folder size script?
Can you create a report based on scripts? You can create a report based on custom fields that can be created with a script. I don't believe that you can create a report based on temporary information. No, that's not possible. However, if you would like for that information to go into a script-based custom field and then create a report on that, yes, that's possible. Anything else?
Great. I think some of the others we can address after the webinar to go into
Okay.
some of the details.
Great. So I'll share
A
my
couple of people
screen.
did ask, oh, sorry to interrupt again. So a couple of people did ask about pricing.
Okay, so pricing is you will have to contact our sales team about that, and because it's a new feature, it is through them. We have a form on the website, so that's that. Just before time runs out, I wanted to show you that we have loads of webinars on our website. Now we just started this AI series. So today was about AI scripting. In a week, we have more hands-on with the general AI Copilot. And on January 29th, we have about PSA, about ticketing using the Copilot. Now, as we're running out of time, I would really, really appreciate it if you could all fill in a survey that Kim, can you please launch? And um, and it would be really, really helpful for us to learn and to improve on this webinar. If you liked it, please give us, a good smash that like button. And really, we're just looking for feedback in order to make these webinars as valuable as possible for you, and that's our goal at the end of the day. So it would be really good if you could fill out the survey. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you found this webinar informative. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Tully.
Thank you,
And
Ariel. It was really fun.
yeah, it was fun, and I'm excited for people to try this out. Everyone that has not tried it out. Also, join the rest of the webinars. Maybe Kim, could you maybe add just a link to our knowledge base articles, our knowledge base?
Absolutely.
Because some people prefer to read information and some people are more visual learners, and just so everyone has their own pick.
I've added that in the chat. I've also added a note that at the top of this webinar, there's a request an AI Copilot demo button if you do want information about pricing. And for anybody whose questions I didn't get to, my apologies. We will make sure to get back to you as soon as we can.
So thank you everyone for joining. Have a wonderful 2025. My suggestion for all IT professionals really is to check out AI, really consider it, because at Atera, we really believe that whoever will not get on this new revolution, AI revolution, will fall behind. And we prefer for you to be in the front of this and really take advantage of the knowledge and the speed and the efficiency that this brings. So thanks a lot. We hope you filled out the survey, and hope to see you next week in the webinar on Wednesday next week. Bye, everyone.